Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone. I'm trying not to straighten my hair, use heat on my hair as much this year, and now that I have to go on camera every single day, it's so cursed. I feel like half the time I have a full beat on my face and then my hair is just scraggly and frizzy. But anyways, that is absolutely besides the point. It's just hard not to notice it because I'm literally on camera every day. Let's just get into the stories for today. I have two stories for you guys. The first is that Auramaxxing is the new trend taking over TikTok, and it is being spearheaded by teenage boys. So Auramaxxing is basically the same as looksmaxxing, which we actually did an entire episode on a few months ago, so go back and listen to that. But Auramaxxing is all about doing things that feel impressive, charismatic, intriguing, or authentic. So looksmaxxing was really about improving your appearance. That's what that's all about. Whereas Auramaxxing, a variety of different things can be included in quote unquote Auramaxxing, but at the end of the day, the principles are the same. It is a self-improvement journey, and it typically is rooted in trying to feel better so that you look better so that then you can attract better things in your life, namely girls. So with Auramaxxing, there is a point system where, quote, real-life interactions are gamified into gaining or losing Aura points, writes Laura Pitcher for The Cut. Auramaxxing, I would say, could be just as insidious as looksmaxxing can be. And I talked about the nuances around looksmaxxing in my deep dive. But, the concept is not that different from girls, doing 10-step skincare routines, or somebody who goes to the gym. Those are, I guess, in theory, looksmaxxing efforts. The problem is that the Venn diagram of someone who ends up being really into the trend of looksmaxxing is very much overlapping with the trend of red-pilled guys, and therefore it's quite rooted in incel ideology. So Auramaxxing is definitely less serious than looksmaxxing. Looksmaxxing does involve several different types of practices, and there are some dangerous things that some people are claiming to do as part of looksmaxxing that, doctors would absolutely not recommend. Auramaxxing is so much more casual. It can mean everything and anything basically could be part of this point system. It's very subjective. So it's kind of just a fun trend, but I think it is something to look out for because it definitely could easily veer into looksmaxxing. And as we know, looksmaxxing can easily veer into red-pilled ideology. I'm sorry that this week everything feels so serious and manosphere vibes. I guess the manosphere is just popping off, boys are getting into the trends, I don't know. Anyways, a lot of this just comes back to what I was saying yesterday, which is the manosphere is so much more out there and prevalent than it used to be, because Auramaxxing, it really is kind of a gateway to looksmaxxing. And at the end of the day, it is about attracting women and becoming kind of this ideal figure of an alpha male, right? It's similar to what looksmaxxing is trying to do. And now it has started to flip. So these boys are also starting to talk about Auramaxxing when it comes to women. And one of the most popular Auramaxxing theories or point system, I suppose, that they have come up with for women is that women gain a lot of Aura points for not showing their bodies online. So I think that kind of encapsulates how this trend is being taken. I don't think it started like that. I think it really did start quite innocently, but it is slowly going more and more red-pilled, which so much shit does online. So I'm not really that surprised. Okay, and the last story that I have for you guys today, I wanted to talk about how the pressure is mounting on Cody Ko to address the allegations that Tana Mongeau made against him. So for anyone that does not know, about a month ago, it was revealed that Cody Ko had allegedly slept with Tana Mongeau when he was 25 and she was just 17. This was brought up because someone at one of the canceled live shows, so Canceled is Tana's podcast, one of the canceled live shows filmed and posted a clip from a segment where Tana was asked who has the smallest dick that she's ever slept with, and she said Cody Ko. And she said, I can say this because I was 17. So it's actually interesting because at the canceled live shows, you're not supposed to film, but obviously people do sometimes. So this wasn't, I don't think that people are perceiving this as like an opportunity for Tana to cancel Cody or even speak out about what happened with Cody. Like she really just was asked a question on the spot, said what she said. And it wasn't until weeks, if not months later from when this happened that it came out. However, this actually wasn't the first time that Tana had ever spoken about Cody Ko and what happened to her. She had mentioned it here and there, but she always said she was like 17 or 18. And most of the time that she had brought this up, she would just say like she hooked up with an older YouTuber. She never said his name. I think there was like one time she said it, but she did say, oh, I think I was like 18 though. She kind of brushed it off and made it really casual. And I think what's interesting now is people are taking it really seriously. I mean, first of all, her saying it quite directly mattered. But the other, I think, reason why this was taken or has been taken more seriously is because Tana has had quite a renaissance herself. We talked about that recently, but she's really like in her era of a comeback. You know, she's done a lot of growing up in the last couple of years, and she's just significantly more well-liked than she, I think, used to be earlier in her career. And Cody Ko has always been really well-liked. So it's been hard for her to speak out about somebody who is well-liked while she wasn't necessarily well-liked. Anyways, so that wasn't the first time she talked about it. And something that's interesting is it has since been revealed that Gabby Hanna also spoke about this hookup. So on a podcast, there's a clip circulating now. So on a podcast, Gabby spoke about an older YouTuber hooking up with an underage YouTuber and how she pulled that YouTuber aside and said, yo, that girl is underage, and they still went and hooked up. So that clip is like now going everywhere because people are like, okay, this has to be about Cody and Tana, because now she is, of course, addressing it more directly in different podcasts and interviews. And she said, yeah, Gabby Hanna did know she was there. She actually pulled him aside and said, yo, did you know she was 17? And he still went and hooked up with me. And Tana also has said that this didn't give her trauma, but she can look back and see how like wrong it was that he was still down to hook up with her. Okay, so there was like a lot of pressure for Cody to speak up about this for a couple of weeks, but then the pressure just kind of went away. Like people just kind of forgot about this. And I think that's actually partly because, I mean, that just happens when you ignore things. That's literally why like sometimes publicists say like the best strategy is to just ignore it. He ignored it, but also I think part of it is because Tana got quite wrapped up in like the Brooke Schofield, Clinton Kane stuff going on. So there was just a lot going on like around Tana and like in her universe, if that makes sense, like her YouTuber cinematic universe, that these Cody Ko allegations, they got completely brushed to the side when all the Brooke and Clinton stuff came up. However, over the last couple of days, the pressure is on again. And it seems that that is because D'Angelo Wallace released a video diving into all of the Cody Ko allegations, including things that were not related to Tana at all, just some of the shady stuff that Cody has allegedly done over the years, or the shady people that he's allegedly associated himself with. So D'Angelo Wallace, if anyone doesn't know, is a big commentary YouTuber, and they rarely make videos anymore. It really has to be like a big topic, like a really big moment. So this has shed a ton of light on the situation, and this has in turn kind of, I don't want to say forced, but like prompted some other influencers to speak out. So 2 days ago, Keemstar, I know, but whatever, bear with me, tweeted about the situation. Years ago, Gabby Hanna told me in an off-record statement that a 25-year-old Cody Ko was kissing a 17-year-old Tana Mongeau at Playlist Live in Florida. The age of consent in Florida is 18. Anyone 24 or older hooking up with a 16 or 17-year-old is statutory rape. Gabby told me she pulled Cody Ko aside to inform him Tana was 17, and Cody Ko said thank you for the warning to Gabby. Gabby said later that night Cody Ko had sex with Tana even though she was warned. I also spoke with Tana to confirm the story. She confirmed it. But at that time, Tana was upset with Gabby for sharing her story. Business Insider was also made aware of this years ago. There is no new statement from Gabby, but I did get permission to share what I was told years ago. YouTuber Jarvis Johnson also made a statement on his Instagram story. So he shared shared a link to D'Angelo Wallace's video and wrote, "These Cody Ko allegations are serious and the actions described are disgusting. He needs to respond immediately. It's absolutely necessary for us to listen to victims, period. Platform or not, and regardless of personal feelings towards them, we must treat claims like this seriously." Also, to respond to a number of DMs I've received, despite occupying similar genres online, I don't know Cody as a person outside of his content, and we have never and will never work together. And then possibly the most controversial statement is from Brittany Broski. So she posted about this on her stories yesterday as well. Brittany and Cody are friends and they have collaborated. She wrote, "I'm crushed to learn about the Cody allegations. If it's proven to be true, then that's extremely upsetting as a collaborator and longtime fan. I find all of this disturbing, inappropriate, and just flat out disappointing." I kind of get it. I think the way that Jarvis responded by saying it's absolutely necessary for us to listen to victims, period. We must take these allegations seriously. Like, that's very clear that he is willing to draw this line in the sand with Cody and say, like, I am going to go on the record as like essentially going quote unquote against Cody Ko. I understand it is probably easier for him if he's saying he does not know Cody and they have not worked together, whereas Brittany is in a bit of a different situation. But like as a woman, it's really upsetting. Of course, I understand. It's frustrating. But yeah, so people are starting to speak out. Nobody was talking about this, last month. Like influencers were not talking about this. It was just commentary channels. There were definitely there are media news articles and things like that about it, but people weren't really openly talking about it. So I think D'Angelo Wallace's video has done so much good. I don't know if Cody is going to address this. He's been posting regular content. He's been quiet, but he's been posting regular YouTube content. I think if more and more people come out, he's going to have to, because the heat is on him now. The pressure is on. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, that's it for Mini Scroll today. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. It helps me so much. It helps me grow. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.